Hello everybody, my name is SmallPandaHD. Today I have a dual com with StormPow and my name is SmallPandaHD. I'm a gaming commentator. I mostly do Call of Duty, but I'm into Dragon Ball Z 2 and that will come up shortly on my channel. I do live streams and I just have fun, I hope you guys enjoy this dual com.
Yeah, and one of the things that we were planning on talking about that apparently just happened today was sort of a small terrorist attack in Belgium. Or yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
right?
Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to sketch it a bit. There was a guy that had to go to the police to go to a checkup to see if he didn't flee the country. But instead of doing that, he went to the shop and got some grenades and some Kalashnikovs. So he threw them at the bus station and then started shooting in the wild with his Kalashnikovs and killed like four people and 75 wounded. It was pretty bad.
What exactly are Kalashnikovs, if I'm...
AK-47s.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was a little bit unfamiliar with that.
that's how I call them in our country. That's
Yeah,
the most common name.
yeah. So like of course I'm not Belgian, of course, because I don't have
Hmm.
the accent, but how is this already affecting, like, is it all over the news and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty bad because it's the first time we have something this major happening in our country because like we're a very small country and there doesn't happen a lot in here. So by this happening, that is one of the most biggest things that ever happened in about I think 5 to 10 years. So it is pretty shocking. Everybody's like traumatized and stuff, and everybody that was there is going to need physical and psychological help, and it's affecting Belgian people a lot.
Yeah, because like I'm not totally in the loop of the news and everything, but it's very rare, like if ever, that I hear of anything happening in Belgium. Like I mean anything bad, like a terrorist attack or
Yeah,
anything. So
yeah, it is. It
I
is pretty. Yeah,
I can imagine that really messing some people up, witnessing it.
yeah.
Because I
Well,
mean, or go ahead.
yeah. Oh, well, the most important thing is that our country is like 1 millionth of America, and like I can cross my country from top to bottom in about I should say about 4 to 5 hours. So it's like it happened 1 hour driving from me, so that is actually very close. And if you know that somebody can just get into their car, go to a random town and just kill everybody that they see on the streets, that is the most frightening thing about these terrorist attacks. That it can happen to everybody because we're so small.
You were saying that Belgium is about 1 millionth of America in terms of population.
Yeah, no, no, about size,
Oh, okay,
size.
okay. Because I was about to say an attack like that would actually be a pretty decent, dent
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. But it is. But like, we have like, I think we have. Let me. I think we have hmm, 12 million. 12 million people in Belgium. I don't know, something like that.
yeah, that's,
So,
a fairly small country.
hmm.
Yeah. Um, just me being from America, of course, a big thing that's going to come up is 9/11. That was a little bit more than 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and I was in kindergarten when that happened, but I remember being really they of course they weren't going to tell us, hey, a big building just got, attacked
Hmm.
and we could possibly be in danger because we were five, but I just remember everybody was all in panic. The teachers were listening to the radio, and like, was that kind of what happened today?
Yeah, 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 sure. Because well, he did kill him instantly, but they were worried that there were other people from his family that were going to do the same because it's like a criminal family. Everybody was worried that there were going to happen the same similarities in other in other villages and stuff. Everybody was terrified for the day.
Yeah, because I actually live in a really small town, so we were in, like, it's very far away from New York, which is where, 9/11 happened. So,
Hmm.
and even we were worried about getting attacked, even though it's kind of like the town that we live in would be one of the least likely places to be attacked. It's that's just what happens when a country gets attacked is
Yeah.
everybody just goes into mass panic. You really don't know who would be next.
Yeah, and the problem is it is always going to happen when you expect it the least. Like it has been 10 years since 9/11, or did they are they
It's been
happened?
it's been a little bit
Yeah.
more than 10 years.
Oh well, yeah. But did there occur other similar events in the next 10 years? You know what I say?
Yeah, there really were no other events that happened of anywhere near that magnitude within 10 years before or after 9/11, really.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It could always happen again one of these years. You never know because it has been such a long time. So
Yeah, like
you were always afraid that something could happen.
when everybody was saying that it was the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, and they were worried about there being like some follow-up attack, I honestly just said they're not going to do it basically because the same reason you just said. It always happens when you least expect it, you know.
Yeah,
Like they aren't just going to attack you on a day like this. So 10 years from today, I wouldn't expect Belgium to get any kind of follow-up.
yeah. I don't think that either. But we're such a small country that I don't think it is really an operation of any big kind like in Iran, Iraq, and stuff like that. I just think it's like a couple of people that hated the society here and wanted to do something to harm the people in the society.
Yeah, I just now thought to ask that. Do they know at all what kind of people these attackers were at all, or where they came from?
Yeah, it were people from Iraq, but they don't think it has anything to do with like terrorist attacks and stuff. It's yeah, they're not sure yet. So
Yeah, when exactly did this happen? Like, about how many hours ago do you think today?
I think it happened about 10 hours ago, something like that.
So it's still pretty new, and yeah, then I wouldn't
Yeah,
expect them to know all the details quite
yeah.
yet.
But another thing that I forgot to tell you is 3 years ago he was arrested for having a cannabis, weed plantage, and he was growing weed in a very large amount of bags and stuff. And they arrested him, and he had like a small arsenal of weapons. He had like 10 AK-47s. He had like I think 20 small handguns and stuff. So he had a whole arsenal of weapons, and then just release him after 3 years because the prisons are full. I
Wow.
think you ask for trouble like that because we don't have the death sentence and stuff here. The prisons are so full that they just release people like without even giving them a trial, like, hey, you stole a car and you beat up the guy. Okay, that's not worse enough to put someone in prison. Just let him go. Stuff like that. That's what is wrong with our society right now. So
Wow. So overpopulation in the prison.
yeah, it is. It is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine something like that. And you were saying he had like all those weapons when he got arrested for having cannabis with him?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
because I mean, like at least here anyway, having weed on you is, it's something you'll get arrested for, but really you won't get in deep, deep trouble for it or anything.
Hmm.
But so like, opening up some guy's car and finding all those weapons, that would honestly be a bigger offense than,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is, we aren't allowed to carry any guns in any form. In our country, we don't have a weapon law. You have to have a special license to get your weapon. So it's not like you can have one shotgun in your home or something like that. You always have to have a permit to get your weapon. So
So you're kind of saying that like it's a little bit harder to get a hold of weapons and stuff around
yeah,
there.
yeah, it's very hard to get one if you don't have a permit. So
Yeah.
well, we do have like mob kind of stuff and some mafia, and we have Italian mafia, we have Russian mafia, we have like every type of mafia you can imagine here. So I think it has something to do with that we have such a great flow and current of weapons and drugs, because it's like we are near a dock, so they can manipulate the people at the docks and stuff. So I don't know how the hell they do it, but we had some huge transports of weapons and drugs coming out at the dock, and they just passed through security without any reason. So it must be something to do with the mafia and the mobs and stuff. So I don't know how else they should get to their weapons.
Well, I would honestly imagine that the security and all that stuff's going to probably get upped a lot, kind of like how it did 10 years ago in America,
Yeah,
for airports and docks and all of that kind of stuff, so they can prevent this kind of stuff from happening.
yeah. I think they're going to do it, but we don't have like the resources. We just have a new government after 3 years, so no, 2 years. I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't think there is much money left for Belgium to do something like that because we're like Europe is in big debts with the release of the euro and stuff, so it's difficult to get money for such a big cost to happen, so I don't think they will be able to do it.
Yeah. Um, Anything else you want to talk about?
No, no, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I think that's about it for this. But thank you for coming on and telling me about this. I honestly had no idea that any of this had happened because I just got home, really, so I haven't checked the news or anything, but I'm sure I'll be hearing more about it very soon.
Yeah, I thank you very much for letting me in, and if you want to check me out, I think he will put a description below. So
Yeah, I'll put a link to all that jazz in the bottom.
thank you very much.
Welcome.